What's up, guys? Justin here with some Craigslist deals. I actually think I have 4 of them to show in this video, one of which was kind of like a garage sale Craigslist hybrid kind of deal, but I'll explain that when I get there. I'll start out with a deal that came as a result of our wanted ad that we have posted on Craigslist. I got a text message from a lady that told me she was going to be coming through our town and that she had an old Nintendo system and some games that her kids never played anymore. And I really had no idea what I was getting. She didn't name me any of the games or anything. She also said she had one other different Nintendo system, and I had no idea. But I ended up meeting up with her in the Target parking lot, and as soon as she took the box of NES stuff out of her car, I knew that I had to have it. I saw 1 or 2 pretty good loose titles along with some box games as well. And she didn't really have an asking price for any of the stuff. She was just basically looking to get whatever she could for it. And I offered her $30 and she seemed more than happy to take that. And I had just enough money for some lunch afterwards. But I'll show you what I got for $30. Here's a NES system here. It's in pretty good shape. There's one small crack on that back corner there. But other than that, it looks pretty good. I have not tested this yet. I did stick a game in it to see how used the pins were, and they seem to be in decent working condition. So, hoping this works. It did not come with the original AC adapter though. It came with this third-party, just a generic adapter. Judging by the specifications, it might work. I'm not 100% sure. I'll have to try that out. And it didn't have an RF cord either. It had one of these like heavy-duty double-ended AV cords to go with it. But I've got extra RF cords and stuff. I had 2 controllers and a gray zapper gun. And then the other system that she had was a Super Nintendo. And this one is not in as nice a shape. I mean, it's pretty dirty. I can always clean that up, but it is missing the plastic piece inside the AC port there. So, I mean, this was kind of just like a throw-in on the deal bonus anyway, so I wasn't too concerned about that. But the best part about the deal was the games here. Like I said, as soon as she pulled this out of her car and I saw the games, I was like, alright, I gotta get this deal. I'll show the loose games first. Of course, you gotta have Mario Bros. Duck Hunt in a Nintendo sleeve. We also got Bases Loaded 2, second season. A copy of Spy Hunter. Ice Hockey. One of the better ones here for sure was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3, The Manhattan Project. We also got NES Play Action Football, Mission Impossible, POW, I think that's Prisoners of War, yep. And then finally for the loose cards we got another copy of Mario Bros. Duck Hunt. Like I said, she did have some box games in here as well, some pretty cool ones. The boxes aren't in the greatest shape. I don't know if they're necessarily collection worthy for me, but it was definitely cool to see these games in the boxes anyway. We got Battle Chess, and I think most of these are complete. This one might be missing a manual, but a lot of these were complete and had the styrofoam in them, which was cool. This is one of the cooler ones for sure. Street Fighter 2010, The Final Fight. And as you can see, I mean, the box isn't in bad shape by any means. This is one of the better ones in here for sure. And I believe, yep, this one looks complete with the manual and the cartridges in there as well. We got a boxed Super Mario Bros. Here. And, let's see, this one isn't in very good shape. It's missing the tabs on the top of the box. And there's no styrofoam in here. It does have the manual in there, though, in the cartridge. Another one of the cooler ones, Capcom title, Destiny of an Emperor. This box is, it's a little bit crushed and beat up, and no tabs on the top of that one either. Oh, there's one hiding in here. We got one of the tabs. And no styrofoam, but it's got the manual and the cartridge are in there. And then finally for the box games we got Batman. And again, box is in decent shape, and I believe this one was complete with the styrofoam and everything in there. So, that was all for the games, I believe. There was a couple other things in this box. A high-frequency cleaning kit in one of these plastic game cases. And then there was also a box, or a case full of manuals. And some of these manuals, the games weren't even included in the deal. Such as this one, Castlevania 3 Dracula's Curse. That game wasn't in here. I wish it was, but this manual's pretty beat up anyway. But I might as well hang on to it. I don't think I have this manual yet. The Uncanny X-Men, I don't believe that game was in there. Stealth ATF, WWF WrestleMania Steel Cage Challenge, and I believe that was all for the manual. So $30 for all that stuff there I thought was a phenomenal deal, and like I said, I might keep one or two of these box games, or I might just try to flip them and maybe, you know, get some money to put towards maybe a better condition copy. But anyway, moving on to the next deal. Let me get some of this stuff out of the way here. This next deal also came as a result of our Craigslist wanted ad that we have posted. A guy had called me and told me that he was looking to sell his PlayStation 2 bundle, and it turns out he had just bought an N64 system with like Donkey Kong Country and some controllers and stuff for like $60, and was just looking to recoup some of his losses. But yeah, he said he had a PlayStation system and a stack of games. Actually had some PlayStation 1 games as well. So I ended up meeting up with him, and I couldn't believe it. He was only asking $20 for this whole bundle of stuff, which was a phenomenal deal. I mean, we got the system and some pretty cool games in here. Here is the fat system here. Nothing special there, but we got... it didn't come with any controllers, I don't believe, but he did have a Mad Catz brand AV adapter and a, looks like an off-brand controller extension or something like that. But like I said, the best part about the deal was the games. We got some pretty cool PlayStation 2 games here and a couple cool PS1 games as well. We got Prince of Persia, Warrior Within, Sly Cooper, and the Thievius Raccoonus. I've never seen this game before. It looks pretty cool. Ace Combat Zero, The Belkan War, Red Faction, Ghost Recon, Ace Combat 4, Shattered Skies, Devil May Cry, Greatest Hits, Devil May Cry 2, also Greatest Hits, Tenchu, Wrath of Heaven, and finally we got The Getaway. And most of these were complete, like this one here. This one wasn't complete, but most of those were complete. Like I said, there was a couple PlayStation 1 games that in there as well, and one of which was a pretty good game, actually. First one is Metal Gear Solid. Now this case is destroyed. I'm going to have to replace this, and it is missing the manual, and the discs are pretty scratched up, but you know, it wasn't a huge deal. I've already got this game for my collection. But probably the best game in this lot was The Legend of Dragoon. It is Greatest Hits. It is missing the manual, but all 4 discs are in here. Now, when I first opened this case, there's disc 1, 2, and 4 in here, and I was kind of freaking out a little bit. I was like, damn, you know, like, this is the best game in here, and it's missing one of the discs. So I plugged the system in, crossed my fingers that the game was in the system, or at least disc 3, and sure enough, it was. So all 4 discs are in here, just no manual on this one. But yeah, all that for $20, I thought was a pretty phenomenal deal. And let me move on to the next deal here, which was kind of like the Craigslist garage sale hybrid deal, if you will. Basically what happened was I knew I wasn't going to be able to go to the garage sales this last weekend. I had some prior commitments and whatnot, but I still did look on Craigslist and in the classified ads and stuff for garage sales that might be selling video games, and she came across a Craigslist ad for a sale that was just like a 3-minute drive from here, and that was going on Saturday, and said they were going to be selling GameCube and PlayStation. I'm assuming it was like a system and games and stuff. So I went ahead and responded to the Craigslist ad, and I just let the person know that I was really interested in, you know, the video game stuff, and that I unfortunately wasn't going to be able to make it to their sale on Saturday, and asked if they'd consider, you know, selling it early. And surprisingly, I got an email back from the lady that said, you know, sure, and ended up meeting up with her on Thursday night, I believe, and I ended up picking up the GameCube bundle for her. She was asking $35 for it, and I gotta be honest, it wasn't the greatest deal in the world, but I didn't really feel like I was in any position to haggle with her prices, seeing as, you know, she was being nice and let me check out the stuff 2 or 3 days early. But she also had the PlayStation bundle. She was asking $50, I think, for her PS2 bundle. It was just a PS2 fat system and a stack of cheaper games, so I had to pass on that. But I'll show you guys the GameCube stuff I got for $35. Again, it wasn't the greatest deal in the world, but I'll take it. We got a Indigo system here. The reset button on this one is stuck down, but I should be able to fix that pretty easily. I mean, I have the game bit and stuff to take the top off, and I fixed them before, so I'm assuming this should probably work. And it came with both original adapters here, which was awesome. And it had 3 controllers with it, which was you know, one of the better parts of the deal. We got 2 first-party ones, an Indigo and a black one, and then it had just this cheaper white GameStop brand controller here. And then onto the games. I was hoping for, I was just banking on, one Mario title, one Zelda title, something to make the $35 definitely worth it. And there really wasn't anything that great in here. But I'll show you guys what we got anyway. A Player's Choice Madagascar. Now, I believe most of these, unfortunately, are missing manuals. I'm not going to open every case, but I believe there's probably only one of these games in here that was actually complete. We got Lego Star Wars, the video game. Actually just received this one in the mail today. I bought this game on eBay. Got myself a complete copy for like $4 with like free shipping. This one is, missing the manual, but like I said, I just got a complete one, so it's not a big deal. Harry Potter Quidditch World Cup. Ty the Tasmanian Tiger 3, Night of the Quicken. Now, this is one I still need for my collection. Unfortunately, this is one of the ones that did not have a manual, but I'll probably keep this one anyway. Maybe I can find a manual for it. We got The Incredibles, and probably the best game in here was Beautiful Joe 2, and I believe this was like the only game I think that was complete. And then we got some loose disc games as well in these kind of weird generic holders here. I'll just go through them quickly. It's nothing special. We got Madden 07, Ice Age 2 The Meltdown, SpongeBob SquarePants Battle for Bikini Bottom, Scooby-Doo Unmasked, Batman Vengeance, and finally we got Cars. So, again, $35. It wasn't an amazing deal by any means, but I thought it was okay. I can hang on to that Beautiful Joe and find something to do with the rest of those games. So let me clear this out of the way, and I'll move on to the final deal that I did. Now, this one actually kind of has a funny story to go along with it. I was cruising on our local Craigslist, and I came across someone who was selling 2 Nintendo DS Lites and a pretty big handful of games. And it was posted in the electronics category, not the video game category. So the only reason I came across it is because I actually was searching, Nintendo and video games and stuff. And that's kind of like a tip for you guys that use Craigslist. Don't just go to your Craigslist and click the video game section and assume that's all there is, because a lot of times people will either post them in the wrong category by mistake, as was the case here, or they'll post it like in the barter category because they're looking to trade or something like that. So always make sure you search your entire local Craigslist for Nintendo, video games, Sega, whatever you're looking for. But yeah. I got to talking to this lady. She had 2 DS Lites and a bunch of games. She was asking $80 for it. We were kind of emailing back and forth. I asked her if she'd do $70, and we settled on $75. And eventually, I figured out that I actually knew this lady, and that I actually had just met her, like, a couple weeks ago at a graduation party. She actually ended up living like literally up the street from me. Like I'm talking like 5 or 6 houses away. And she was friends with my family and stuff. And it was just funny when we finally figured out who each other were and realized we actually knew each other. But anyway, ended up picking up this DS Lite bundle here for $75. I'll show you what we got. We got a pink DS Lite system here. Now, I was a little bit skeptical because she did mention that these were her young sons and her young daughters and stuff, and was advertising this as the perfect lot for like a 3 to 7-year-old kid. So I was kind of assuming that the systems were probably going to be pretty well used and non-adult owned, but they're actually in pretty nice shape. I mean, a lot better than I was expecting. So we got the pink one there, came in a case, and we got this other case here, another pink case with a blue DS Lite in it. Again, in a lot better shape than I was expecting. And I believe she had one official charger for him, and then she also had a car charger in there as well. We got this cool Barbie carrying case here. And then on to the games. Now, a lot of these games are just dirt cheap titles, but there were a few in here that were definitely worth picking up. I'll go over the loose ones first. I'll save the best ones for last. Like I said, I'm just going to go through these quickly. They're all in these cases here. There's like 2 in a case. We got Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and I Spy Funhouse in this case here. And this one here, we got a Game Boy Advance game, actually, Matt Hoffman's Pro BMX, which looks like it came from GameStop for $4.99. We got another Game Boy Advance game, Nickelodeon Barnyard. Some more DS games here. Club Penguin, Elite Penguin Force, and Nancy Drew, The Deadly Secret of the Old World Park. In this case, we just got one game in here, World Series Baseball. This one is actually, come to find out, a pretty, I don't want to say valuable game, but a little more sought after than the other ones anyway. It's a Konami title, Lost in Blue 3. I don't know, if they made 1 and 2 on the DS as well. If anyone knows, let me know, or let me know what this game even is, because I have no idea. We also got Mystery Case, Files, Million Hair, and Professor Brainium's Games. This one here had one of the better games in it. We got a Pokemon Pearl and a Pet and Claws Pet Resort. See, the Pokemon was the winner of that one there. We got 3 games in this one. Cooking Mama, Puzzle Quest, and Pets Fashion Dogs and Cats. This one here had Hysteria Hospital Emergency Ward in it. This one had 3 games in it. What do we got? 2 games. Big Brain Academy and Big League Sports Summer. And now we're getting to some of the better ones anyway, I believe. This case had New Super Mario Bros. And Chicken Shoot in it. And another Game Boy Advance game, Namco Museum. A couple more DS games in here. Pet Pals, Animal Doctor, and Professor Layton in the Diabolical Box. I believe I got that Professor Layton one a couple weeks ago at the garage sales as well. I think we got some more Game Boy Advance games in here too. Barbie Magic Pegasus and Scooby-Doo in the Cyber Chase. And a couple more GBA games here. Pac-Man World 2 and the Barbie Diaries High School Mystery. That one sounds fun. And then a few of the better ones. These ones were actually in their cases with the manuals and stuff. Unfortunately, she didn't have the cases for most of those other games. But we got a Mario Party DS here, which is one I'm probably definitely going to hold on to. This one I don't have yet. That one was complete. Another one I'm going to hang on to, and one I was very happy to see, because I did have this game back when I was buying DS games new and stuff. Ended up selling it and haven't found a complete copy since, for a good price anyway. Mario Kart DS. And this one was complete as well. The manual is a little bit folded and stuff, but I've got that extra manual that I found a couple weeks ago at the garage sale. Put that one in that case. Now these last two I believe are empty cases. Super Mario DS. So I don't know where the game went for this. I checked the systems, I checked everywhere, but got an extra case of manual for that now. Manual is hiding behind this precautions guide here. And then finally, I think this was just an empty case here. I don't think there's anything in it. Just an empty case. But for $75, I thought it was a pretty good deal. I mean, I figured the systems alone got to be worth at least that, if not a little bit more. So I got pretty much all those games for free. Add a couple of these to my collection and figure out what to do with the rest of them. So anyway, I believe that was all I had to show for this video. I want to thank you guys for sticking around and checking out the whole thing. And until next time, take care.